Well, I'm doing this little video because of all the comments from the viewers. A lot of people were asking, like, how do you get various equipment like what I have up here? And I'm going to tell you all my little secrets. Well, they're not really that much of a secret, but hopefully the information I give you will help you out. Now, most of the stuff that I've got during this time, I've got like from years ago, so a lot of things have changed. Um, the auctions, more people know about them, especially the government ones. So most of my trucks here came from GSA, Government Surplus Administration. There's actually a website. It's gsaauctions.gov. And they will have various lots or government agencies that will sell out their surplus equipment. It can be anything from trucks to aircraft parts to file cabinets. And they usually have various places in each state that handles it, but it eventually is all authorized through the GSA, their central location. So most of the military trucks and stuff I got was from GSA. Some of the equipment, more of like equipment like some of the stuff that came from the school district or something, that came from publicsurplus.com. They usually have a lot of stuff. Now, there was a third auction site, and it was govliquidation.com, which was a private company. I only purchased a couple things from them. I believe it was a set of 4 trailers and the 5 tons that I had. So they actually charged extra fees. That's one thing nice about the GSA auction, because you're buying directly from the government. You don't have to pay taxes or bid fees or anything. But Public Surplus and Gov Liquidation, they both had taxes and fees that were levied upon them. It is much harder now to find, well, not necessarily find, but to win auctions on these websites now, because some people got together and like basically built their own companies by going to these auctions and purchasing all the items that they specifically use for their purpose. There's like, I do know of a company that had been bidding me out of my limit when I was bidding for industrial equipment like lathes, milling machines, drill presses, grinders, welders, because what they ended up doing was purchasing this stuff to refurbish or rebuild and then resell. It's pretty hard to win auctions against when a company like that is going for it, because they will bid up the price considerably high, because they can sell it for basically commercial price. So it's a little more difficult, and a lot of the stuff I've got, I just kept checking on the auctions, and over the course of years, if you want to spend the time a little bit seeing what's going on at a specific auction, and if things are going cheap, then maybe I'll stay around and then bid on some items. If it looks like it's really going high, then I might not waste my time. But it's very interesting, because there's times when everything looks like it's bidding high, people get sort of tired and they leave, and then suddenly everything goes for a super low price. I've seen that at another auction site, but this, you can bid online, but it's actually in-person bidding too, and that's Ritchie Brothers. You can get a lot of like loaders, dump trucks, and stuff like that. I've picked up a couple items from there. Other places which you can get usually better deals is like on the, for sale ads, classifieds. Everybody always said Craigslist, but I never ended up picking up anything from Craigslist. In the mountain states region of Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, sometimes Nevada, KSL.com was sort of a good little website to go to if you go to their classified section. I've picked up a lot of good deals on that, really locally, because you can look for your local area. Sometimes you can find something really good in another state and decide you want to just drive there to get it because it's such a good deal. Other ways is when you spend time driving out and visiting other cities, you can just pay attention to what's around you. A lot of people have their cell phone, they're busy fiddling with that. Put it down and look around. Sometimes you'll pass by a farm or someplace and you'll see some like equipment out in the field. It never hurts to ask. If it looks like somebody has abandoned something there, check around. Sometimes you can get it for next to nothing. Another way I picked up a few vehicles was back when in the 2008-2010 time period, they had that big cash for clunkers. And I was really, really sad to see people bringing in a lot of the older vehicles for scrap. Some of these old school 4x4 pickup trucks were just, people were hauling off for scrap. And a couple times what I ended up doing was I was paying attention to some of the roads going to one of the scrap yards. I was doing some work in the area with a friend, and so basically we just kept an eye on the road that headed to the scrap yard and managed to stop probably about a half a dozen loads of 4x4 pickup trucks, some Dodges and some Chevys in the 70s and 80s. They're in amazingly good shape, and just picked them up for scrap price, basically whatever the scrap yard was going to do. That is because we don't necessarily have that going on now. You can still do that if you live next to a place where you see people hauling scrap. I mean, if you can stop somebody from putting in a really nice piece of equipment into the scrap yard, it would be awesome. I tried once on a larger scrap yard. I'd been watching some older military trucks on semis heading into Salt Lake down a road that wasn't like any road that you would expect them to be hauling from bases to base. And so I had a little bit of time. I turned around and followed it a little bit, and it was heading right to one of the scrap yards. I went in at that time and was able to actually go in the scrap yard and purchase various items from the load. I wasn't able to stop the load from going in, but once it was in, things like trailer, tires for the deuce and a halves, which are the same as on the 1.5 ton trailers, managed to get several new sets of tires, and we got a lot of extra spare parts from some trucks. But later on, in the few years after that, the scrap yards then wouldn't allow us to go in and purchase their scrap anymore. I tried once to go in and pick up a military deuce and a half that was being brought in from a military base, but they could not sell it to me for reasons of military contracts or something. But it basically, after that, they just ended up just saying, no, we just won't do it at all anymore. I can understand that. A big scrap yard, dealing with stuff like that, it's probably not worth their time Sometimes I think it would be, but I don't think they want to go through the hassle for that. So, yeah, if you keep your eyes open and just pay attention to the various ads and what's going on around you, you can come up with some good deals. There's also places for smaller tools that you can purchase. There's companies like NPS, which they deal with a lot of overstock items, and if you go to one of their stores, if you go to their industrial section, you can find tools, industrial pipe fittings, just an amazing array of things. And half the time they don't even know what they have that they're selling. Used to be able, as I said before, the deals were a lot better 10 years ago, a lot harder today, but I've still, in the last 2 weeks, have come up with some amazing deals on some tools. So I've seen some of the best shovels. You'd think, shovel's a shovel. Well, when you're out working out here, a good handled shovel that doesn't break on you or doesn't bend or doesn't flake off fiberglass particles is a good deal. And there's a company that makes high-impact handle shovels and picks and sledgehammers. And I don't remember the name of the brand, but they have a yellow handle, and they're the best. I've run over them with pickup trucks and everything, and haven't bothered them. What ends up happening is if you use it long enough, you simply wear the metal down to nothing. So, well, I bet that's all like the wisdom that I have for you on this video for purchasing items on auctions and yards and surplus, and I hope it helps you out. Because probably a lot of people don't have an infinite amount of money to spend on tools and equipment, and for people on a budget, I hope my suggestions here help out. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for the comments. It's just been amazing, and I hope that I can continue doing this, and we can all exchange information to make our lives better. And I appreciate everything, and thank you.